So welcome everyone to another episode of Sports Coliseum. We have our favorite resident Barca fan here, Oluwasegun, my fellow Arsenal fan, my Arsenal brother, Ekene in the building. And now our special guest, first time on the show. He's been on the clubhouse room before, but we're always happy to have his takes. He's a champion in many languages. He's a 15 time, maybe 14 or 15 time UCL champion, the Real Madrid fan, that Messi here to give us his 2 cents on what has been a crazy transfer window already. Transfer window hasn't even opened. That's actually like very, very funny to say, but a lot of activity has been going on from Spain to England to even outside Europe, even to the Middle East. I will get to that. So we just want to like talk on all the activity, bring up all those talking points and, kind of like make sense of everything and maybe like predict what our ideal transfers, what do we see clubs doing from now to the end of the transfer window, and who can we say is gonna take control of next season after this summer. So we have to start with the biggest talking point. Okay, I'll start with you because this one concerns you directly. We have to start with the $100 million or £100 million man, Declan Rice. This guy has the potential to be the biggest signing in Arsenal's history. Like, we've been talking about this guy from January. Arsenal said this is our prime target. This is our number one transfer target. We want to get this guy. Thomas Partey might be leaving. Granit Xhaka might be leaving. Those guys are in their 30s. This guy is in his mid-20s. This guy just won a trophy with Westham. This guy I know Saka is the star boy, but this guy is legit the star boy right now. Like, he's great. He's going to bed and waking up and people are asking me, bro, what do you want to do? What next? What decision are you making? I going to Manchester City, I going to Arsenal, number one and number two are bidding for you, 100 million on the table. Okay, then what are you saying? First of all, do you like Declan Rice as a player? Do you like this transfer? Do you feel Arsenal should pay 100 million for this guy? Is he too expensive? Do you feel Arsenal is not doing enough to get him? Now Man City is involved. What do you have to say about that? Talk to me. What do you feel about Declan Rice?
Yeah, thank you for having me on the show again. Declan Rice, I think he's a very good player. 100 million, I don't know, but I think for us, we need to get these signings real quick before the preseason. I think we have like a lot of positions to cover. We see, you even talk about Havertz, the player we just signed.
No, I won't talk about it.
For Rice, I think, it's a 100 million buy, so it has to take a lot of time. You can't just go into the transfer market and just drop the 100 million. But English tax with all these players, the 100 million.
I guess you. One question I have for you is they were treating Edu out. Like, that's what they were saying this week. Because Man City got involved.
The guy was very shopping. The guy was just. If you check his IG page,
she's a bad guy.
No. He needs to get this deal on the line. Like, we need these people. Like, we need Rice. We need a lot of these players. But him now going to the social media, drinking, enjoying his life with his wife. Guy, come on now. He's going. Man City on like at our back. Like, they will sign this guy. Arsenal signings. They don't even take. Like, you just see. Okay, look at Chelsea with Mudryk. Like, this guy. Like, we need these guys. We need them real quick.
Okay, that makes let me come to you because this deal is a big deal. I know you are in Spain. You are the shape guy in Spain, but you guys are getting the noise. You just made a big transfer yourself, Bellingham. So I mean, this Arsenal face £100 million transfer. That's not like, but you've been doing it like nobody today when I don't want to sign these big signings. I feel like I hear what Kenneth is saying. Like, what's this guy doing? Having lunch. I see his wife. This is not him posting though. This is his significant other. She's been posting, but Arsenal fans have been coming for him. It's like I feel like it's not fair because we can't sneak this deal past Man City. We knew that once we drop our bid, drop that 70 million, Westham was always going to come Man City and I'll come and see Arsenal don't drop. So why are you guys saying? So there's no way like Man City doesn't want to be careful. They are the richest club in the world. I don't know, and they always get together. But what do you feel like Arsenal is doing enough? Or how do you see the optics of the deal? And do you feel like Arsenal can get there?
I think it's it's always a number of things with me. So I don't think Arsenal can get him. I think the player will look at a couple of options. I don't know him. I don't know what his goal is. People don't move for the same reason. Some people just move for money. Some people move for playing time. Some people move for like success, trophy success, chance. And everyone knows that in world football right now, Man City is like the go-to team if you are trying to get guaranteed a trophy every season. That's the go-to team. And
But let me just add, though, he lives in London. A lot of his family lives in London. So
He's going to stay on the bench. He's going to stay on the bench.
Yeah, no, like I was going to like get to that, right? So if you're talking about like the assurance of like winning a trophy, yes, City is the place to go to. Playing time, you'll get more playing time at Arsenal. I mean, he plays for Westham right now. Going to London, going to Arsenal is still like within the same city, but it's the UK. It's not that big, so moving to Manchester is not like the worst of movements too. So I think it just gets to weigh all those things. And you can't bank on, even if Pep promises you playing time, you can't bank on it. You cannot, because I mean we all play FPL here, and you can say how many times Pep's rotations have actually cost you points trying to like select a team. So I think playing time, but it's also another issue is that if you have two options, you are guaranteed playing time in this team, but they may not pay you as much as this other team, and they don't have as good a chance to win trophies as this other team. Which one would you rather have? You understand? So it's just like cut into a number of things depending on where his head is at this point of his career. We can look at a couple of players that get to make some decisions based on some things. Oh, I've made enough money, let me go win trophies. Or I did play inside, let me go to this team. Or I know I don't have a good chance to play in this team, and I'm not trying that. Look at this guy, for example, Kamavinga, right? The guy knows he's not a left back, and everyone knows that Carlo does not really change his squad as much. For most part of the last season, this guy played at left back, and this season he's been shouting, "Oh, I'm a midfielder." There is no guarantee they will still play him in midfield. They might still play him on that left back because Carlo is one of the most rigid coaches in this current era, and I get he's an old man, so he's been coaching for a minute. You don't just change overnight. So there is no guarantee. It might actually Pep might tell you, oh, you get playing time. Then you get that playing time and you don't perform on the level he wants. And he says, okay, maybe you need one more season to get to that level. Everyone remembers when he signed Rodri. Rodri could not start. He was on the studying Fernandinho for a minute. He didn't play like that UCL final, the one they lost. And now everyone's looking at Rodri like, wow, this is gold. But people have forgotten at the point, this guy was not even starting for the same Manchester City. So I think it's a number of things. For Arsenal fans, I understand it. Oh, we've not spent £100 million on the player, but we can agree that the market is now pretty fucked up. People are just calling 80 million, 90 million like it's something you can just get out of the pocket every minute. It's still a lot of money, and there is no guarantee that spending 100 million on the player will bring success. We've seen some players. I think since Salah has joined the Premier League, he's been one of the best bargains since he has joined the Premier League. He has won everything. He has been the best player. I gave him the best player almost every season since he has joined. Even the last season, Liverpool was so poor, he still found a way to get 30 goals in all competitions. So, and they bought it for almost 35 million, right? And they bought Darwin Núñez for almost 100 million. And we can see what that one is doing. It's really like underperforming. So I think there is a money part of it, but the money doesn't really guarantee. Should Rice join? I think Arsenal, of course, Arsenal need more quality. The guy is quality. I think he can really play. But this whole thing of Partey might leave, Xhaka might leave, is different from Man City that has already released Gundogan, who is now a Barcelona player. So in one team, it's looking like everyone knows that Calvin Phillips is not playing on that level and is not going to still start this new season, right? So now Gundogan is gone. KDB and Rodri are like the automatic guys in that midfield for them. So the guy might actually fancy his chances with them. Like, okay, if I join these guys, I'm actually have a chance, right? And they're still looking at Bernardo. This one might still move. When you have nothing, if you have Xhaka and these guys are still in your team, the guy might be looking at it like, this team does not still look as standard as I think, because you might sign in and these guys might still stay.
There's a bid that came in for Calvin Phillips, and then obviously Bernardo might also go because Saudi is interested. Gundo has already gone, even if not confirmed, we know he left. So I think Man City is looking like if we lose Calvin Phillips, then we have to get Rice. I think that's one of the dynamics, like you said, just to support your point, actually. If you think about this, man, we lost to Man City during the regular season. We lost to them twice. We lost the league to them. We lost the FA Cup. Now, in the summer transfer window, we're about to lose to them again. Like, how do we catch up? Like, how do we bridge that gap in terms of quality? This is the best team in the land, best team in the world. Even that's what Arteta said yesterday. and they are getting better. Like, how does that factor? What does Arsenal need to do, man? Like, how can we get this deal done? Like,
So for Declan Rice, the only way Declan Rice signs for Arsenal is if if the only way is if Arsenal presents a project that is better than City's project outside money, because we obviously know City's will offer more money regarding his salary, and obviously potential that he could win more titles and City. So Arsenal. So the only thing that might interest Rice in Arsenal when it comes to transfer is maybe more playing time and prospect of playing with, I can't even say more English stars, because there are still lots of English players also in the mass. But I think the only thing that can guarantee that can interest Declan Rice with Arsenal is playing time. Man, let me tell you the truth. In reality, Man City signs him and he slots in automatically into the starting 11. Because what City will basically do is they just put the PM with Rodri in the middle and they move John Stones back to the centre back. So he's literally going to play almost every game, a pivotal player for Man City. So for Arsenal is really going to sign Declan Rice very, 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 because there's no sporting project Arsenal can offer him that City can offer him better. City will offer him a project with titles. Arsenal will offer him a project in quotes without titles. I'm not throwing jibes, but it's the real. That's what I mean. There's nothing that can attract. There's really nothing. If I'm Declan Rice and it presents to me two options, one club, I'll get to play regularly. I'll be one of the star players in the team. I would, regular play time. I'll remain in London. And another club is offering me that, you are just going to cross to the other side of your city. Manchester is not so far from London. It's how many hours away. I'll offer you can potentially win the treble with me next season. You'll be coached by the best team, by the best manager in the world. You can get better as a player, and again you can win titles, and again you can earn more than what Arsenal would offer. Let me not lie to you. If I'm Declan Rice, I will choose Man City, and I think Declan Rice will choose Man City. Except I don't know what Arsenal can present to him. I don't know what Arsenal is telling him of background, but from my own intuition, from my own knowledge about football, no matter the project Arsenal can offer, Man City will offer something better to him. So I think that chance has been very, very, very low. And Man City might get it.